was trying to figure out what to do today in this video. The theme of today's video is just rambling, and a couple of things I've been tempted to discuss. Rambling actually means something in cycling, but on today's video I'm just going to ramble on about different accessories and things I like to use for short day rides. Products, maybe I might mention a few products in this video. Whether you choose one brand over the other, it doesn't matter to me. Dude, this mustache, I just love it. Anyway. So you can see the silver grayish colors are not exactly the same, but they're similar. And at first I thought, it's probably not going to come out well with colors that are close but not exact. And I'm pleasantly surprised, actually. So let's talk about some of the other accessories on here. We've got the Brooks saddle bag, which I'll maybe mention a little bit about that. And we've got the stainless steel water bottles, and they do have these plastic caps. And then I got these really cool bottle cages that work with the stainless steel cages. I got these. These are made in the USA. They're from a company in Colorado. I'll provide a link to some of these parts if when I get to that. And then of course the handlebar bag, or the randonneering bag here by Swift Industries, is a really nice component to add to any bike really, but it's a huge bag. It's believe it's about 10 inches deep by about 11 inches wide. It's got these little side pockets which can carry some small things. There's a shoulder strap that comes with it. You can put that in maybe one of the side pockets, or you can shove it in the front here. It flips. The way the bag flips open is towards the front, so when you're riding, the wind keeps it closed naturally. But you also have this shock cord that loops down through the Decaleur here, and I'm going to talk about this Decaleur in a minute. But it hooks onto there, nice snug fit. There is not a lot of overlap, so that you could get a little moisture in there on a really rainy day. But if it's really wet out and it's really dumping, there's these little side flaps that help seal it as well. They're also hooked on with shock cord, so you can snap these two together on there and provide a little more rain protection. There's this clear plastic thing which you can put your map in, but most people these days are using, GPS or whatever, so you probably don't need a map. But if you're out in the wilderness, I guess you would. These little pockets are nice. You can put tools in here, or you can throw some snacks or whatever, some power bars. You can put your phone in there, your wallet. I would not put your wallet in this side pouch here. Just take that as some experience not to do that. And in the front you can carry some more tools or spare parts or whatever. It's a big pouch. I have the what do I have in here? I have the shoulder strap, and I've got some batteries for my lights, because I have a battery powered light. I don't have a hub generator, and yeah, so that's a pretty handy feature for a day ride or even overnight. You could put a whole picnic lunch in there if you wanted to. You could carry plenty of stuff for an overnight tour in just that bag alone, especially if you have a tool bag in the back, because then you can free up some more space. But I'll get into this bag here in a minute. What else? Lights. Got the light here. I definitely want to put a rear light on the fender, and eventually I thought about putting a generator hub, but that's such a big investment. All right, so we're heading out, and we will talk some more on the road.
I need somebody groovy, someone.
So far, my impression of the wheels are they roll really nice. They're really decent. I can't say they're as fast as a racing wheel at all, but with a 32 millimeter tire and a 30-pound steel touring bike, they roll really well. And I'm cruising along at, not right this second, but you know, I'm doing probably 16 and a half, 17 average on the flats. The hubs feel nice and tight. The rear cassette is not wobbling at all. And actually, what I didn't mention in the last video is the reason that wobbling is a problem. And what I was noticing is it was skipping gears. So it was wobbling in and out of gear. So it was pretty extreme. And normally a little wobble probably is normal because the bearings on the free hub body will eventually wear down and you're gonna get a little play. But not so much where it's shifting gears. The other topic I wanted to mention was the saddle bag. What are my thoughts on it, and do I recommend it? Yeah, it's a decent bag. It doesn't hold a lot of stuff, but it does. It does a good enough job. Carries some spare tools and some tubes and a patch kit. And this bike has wrenches for the brakes, so I carry a set of open-end wrenches, and so that's pretty handy to have that bag back there. But it had a little like a wire brace or something that would brace it to the seat post to keep it from flopping around when you're out of the saddle. I think maybe that'd be the only possible upgrade. And it is a little small. It doesn't carry a lot of stuff, even though it looks big. So we just stopped here at the beach for a little Instagram photo opportunity. And as I said earlier, you know, this video is just kind of a rambling of me talking about bike stuff. So I just turned on Coleman Valley Road. It starts off pretty steep from the coast, and then it levels off at the top to sort of some rolling terrain. I'm gonna do this little climb. I'll probably show you a few clips along the way so you can come out here whenever you're in the mood for some climbing. Today is perfect. So we made it to the top of Coleman Valley Road. Tough climb, but anyway, it's worth it. The wind just started to kick up. We're getting a little bit of a tailwind right now, and that's pretty typical for this road. It runs east to west, so you're always going to get either a tailwind going back or a headwind if you're heading out towards the coast. Okay, just got back from a bike ride. Now I'm having my Dr. McDougall smoothie, or should I say Dr. McGregor? This is probably my Dr. McGregor smoothie. It's 4 bananas and 4 organic dates, some blueberries, and ice, apple juice, and what else? Oh yeah, turmeric, cinnamon, and that's it. Oh, and flaxseed meal, some ground up flaxseed basically. It's a good recovery drink. The ride was not as long, wasn't that long. I think it was 45 miles. Let's see. Oh, my Garmin just went off. This is about 45 miles, but I just wanted to test out these new wheels to see how they worked out, and so far so good. So a big thank you to Box Dog Bikes for building up such a nice wheel set. I guess the only thing I didn't talk about was the Decaleur, and I will say this bag has Velcro straps at the underside of it that lock it into the rack, and it's pretty secure without a Decaleur, but I would recommend getting a Decaleur. The Decaleur or Decaleur, however you pronounce it, it basically supports the back of the bag, and it supports it off of the stem on this particular model. They make other ones that come off the stem clamp bolt. This one comes off of the headset, I should say. It's the one made by Velo Orange, and it's okay. It seems to work. The one problem I ran into with it was the stack height on the headset was too. I didn't have enough stack height to use it originally with the old headset. But thanks again to Box Dog Bikes for swapping out the headset with the Chris King headset. I was able to get a little more stack height, which allowed me to use this Decaleur. This is probably one of the most affordable Decaleurs you can get. This is like 20 bucks. Many of the ones out there are much higher, much more expensive. I think they're around like closer to 100 for the next model. I do have a few complaints about it in general. One is the washer that goes over the headset. It had to be filed down a little bit so that it would actually sit flat. Otherwise it was kind of propped at an angle. So I had to spend a little time with my grinder to kind of clean it up and make a little clearance. So it's just for 20 bucks, apparently there wasn't a whole lot of manufacturing effort put into it. So that's something you're gonna have to do. Plus the angle, I had to bend it a little bit, and I thought that probably weakens it, but so far it hasn't broke. There isn't a lot of force on it, just keeps the bag from wiggling around. But I would say for Decaleurs, you got to get the right one that works with your stem. The bolt style on the 1-inch threaded stems there's a bunch of different styles out there, so make sure you get one that works with that if that's the one you plan to use. Otherwise, make sure you got enough stack height and you can use this cheap one and just get your grinder out. So I don't know, today's video was pretty insignificant, I guess.